here with what we love, what we like, and what we hate from NBA free agency at this point. I'll begin with what I love. Totally under the radar here, Pauly. The OKC signing of the EuroLeague MVP for 3 years, $25 million. Well, how many more examples do we need of these European players who come over and have dominated that sport over there for a year or two or more, and they come into the NBA and they have an immediate impact? I'm telling you right now, I told you this a couple of weeks back, I think OKC is going to be an absolutely great team to watch next year and a threat to make it. They're going to be the Kings of 2024 in the NBA. I love that signing. I thought it's nobody talked about it because nobody knows who he is, but that'll be big for that team. The money, first of all, the money that was thrown around again. I don't think I'll ever get used to this. How much money is given out to some of these players? Halliburton for the Pacers got $260 million. I mean, he's a very nice player. $260 million. Here's what I loved about it. He tweeted out a video of Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, just laughing. It was like a montage of DiBiase just laughing. Here, this is what he tweeted out here after he signed for all that money. Okay.
I can't believe he would know and remember that.
So
how far back are you going? Mid to late 80s?
Oh,
early
absolutely
90s?
you are.
Yeah.
And Halliburton's in his early 20s.
Yes, right.
So to get some perspective on this for me, because this was our heyday growing up, right?
That's
with
right.
DiBiase and that laugh. Oh
Yes,
my God.
right.
So I sent a text to Jonathan Von Tobel, who was VSiN's NBA senior betting analyst.
I reference it all the time. His line was, everyone's got a price.
Here's the thing.
That's right.
Von Tobel's in his early 30s. I said, there's no way you know who that guy is that he tweeted about, right? He goes, I never heard of him before.
Right, okay.
I assumed that by looking at the photos on the video, he was like some old wrestler. What?
I can't believe it. I know. It was well done. I know with all this money, but that's me, right? Everyone's got a price. I can't believe Halliburton. I cannot believe a guy that age knows who he is.
Oh,
it wasn't like he was Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant. I mean, he was one of those guys who, I think he had to buy the belt, right?
He did buy the belt. He made it himself.
That's right. Yeah. So even Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, that was, and then they're talking about it. They're talking about it on Windhorse podcast, and Tim McMahon goes, "Was Macho Man the one with the snake?" and Bontemps says, "No, that's Jake the Snake Roberts."
The Snake Roberts.
He goes, "Oh, it makes sense."
yeah, you think with the DDT. Yeah,
I know, right? But that's a huge upset.
Well,
huge upset.
I also wonder if he just did like a quick gift search of million, whatever it was.
You forget because Mike Palmer's in here talking about Madonna with the concert, and she's going back on tour like. True Blue and that Papa Don't Preach.
Yeah,
it's like 1986.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Think about that.
Oh yeah,
how far back that goes. Where you think, everyone knows who Madonna is, and Papa Don't Preach, whatever. And it's like mid 80s. What?
Sure. That's coming up in 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that the Bucks found a way to keep Brooke Lopez.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to expand on the Lakers, but of all their moves, they found a way to keep Austin Reeves.
And that price, come on.
I know
under $60 million?
I was kind of blown away at that.
That's my love. Everything the Lakers did. The Lakers own the weekend. Incredible job by Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and the Lakers, with the exception of Russell. I mean, 2 years, $37 million. The guy couldn't make a shot in the whole Denver series.
It's way too much money for him.
But what they got Hayes. You bring in Vincent for $33 million. You bring back Hachimura, little $50 million, okay, but still. Reeves for that price, and run it back, and you were so close losing to Denver in the conference finals, and you bring everyone back and you add Vincent as well. Eric Gordon to the Suns, and for that price, 2 years, $8 million? I can't believe it. That's a great job by the Suns to grab him, and I also like Brown to the Pacers, 2 years, $45 million. Why not with the Pacers? Throw some money around, and good for Brown that he finally gets his big payday as well. My likes, DiVincenzo to the Knicks. You get all the Villanova guys together. And Seth Curry to Dallas for that price in the minimum.
The minimum for him.
That's a great get. Seth Curry's a dynamite shooter and a good player. And they get him at a bargain basement price. So love the Lakers, like Curry, love Gordon, and DiVincenzo to the Knicks. I also, and Middleton too. That kind of got the ball rolling. bringing Middleton back and then Lopez, did he do Houston dirty? There are reports they had an agreement and someone reneged, but you had to keep the band back together with the Bucks and run this back with, only a couple years maybe with Freak in his prime.
I thought here we were told the entire time that the salary cap was going to be a major problem for the Lakers this offseason. I guess not, huh? Along with the Seth Curry signing of the Mavericks on the minimum, they also brought back Dante Exum, former fifth overall pick in the draft, and he is now going to be a Dallas Maverick as well. From all reports, playing pretty good basketball in Australia again. Got injured again immediately to begin his NBA career. Why not take a shot on him again? He's still very young. I like that pick. I actually liked Westbrook. He made $37 million last year, and he is eating the next 2 years because it's 2 years, $8 million. And again, for some context here, I would much rather have Russell Westbrook at 2 for $8 than D'Angelo Russell 2 for $37. I mean, it's not even close in my opinion. I understand $207 million is a lot of money, but Desmond Bane is he is like the quintessential NBA player today, or almost fits that kind of mold. The Grizzlies re-signed him, brought him back, monster player for that team, and that losing him would have been a huge loss. And I don't like the money that they spent, but the Cavaliers, to me, are instantly better with Niang, Strus, and by re-signing LeVert. Now they actually have some depth and maybe some more shooting on the team, which can only help. The things that I hated, among others, Dylan Brooks, $80 million from the Rockets. Why? What's the point of that? 80? Who were you bidding against? Who else was going to give him more than 30, 40, 50 million? What? I almost fell out of my chair when I saw that. 4 years, 80 million for that guy.
Can't understand it.
Van Vliet's contract.
Oh, God.
29 years old. He's getting $43+ million a year. Outrageous. Horrible job, again, by the Rockets.
And if you got Lopez, okay. But you're giving a guy that much money, and you're going to come close to the playoffs.
Not even close.
Oh, that's bad.
I couldn't believe the weekend that they had. And then we briefly mentioned it in the first segment. Elon Musk decision with Twitter, right as the Lillard news was happening. Your rate views, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even care. Like I said, if you want to get in touch with us, by the way, start getting in touch on Instagram. He's at Pauly Does Vegas. I'm at Mitch Moss, and the network is at VSiN Live. This whole Twitter thing just looks like I can't understand it. Those are my hates of the weekend.
I thought once you just change your password, you were going to be okay on Saturday, and that didn't even work. I don't know what Toronto's doing. Remember, they could have blown it up at the deadline, and they decided to run it back, and then for what? To lose in the play-in? And let's calm down with Yasai Majiri, too. With this guy's incredible at what he does. Look at some of the decisions he's made. He gave Pirtle $80 million for a center and his fourth best player on his team. And he's let a lot of guys walk, and a lot of guys walk for nothing. Gasol, Ibaka. They signed McCall. What the money they gave Lowry. So he's made some horrible decisions. And again, they're a lot like the Bulls, where just the last thing you want to be in the NBA is average. And the Bulls give Carter $20 million. The Bulls gave Vucevic $60 million. And the Bulls were 40-42. They lost in 5 to the Bucks, 10 games under, 43 losses, 60 losses, 55 losses. Lost in the first round, 42-40. You can't just be average every year. You have to do something and either tank or try to go for it. And I don't know what they're doing in Toronto and what they're doing in Chicago. Denver giving Reggie Jackson 2 for 10. Unplayable in the playoffs. And they brought DeAndre Jordan back. And then Dallas gives Kyrie 3 for 126 and a player option in the third year. You got to go year to year with this guy. And who are you bidding against?
Nobody again.
Who's going to give him that kind of money?
Nobody.
That's terrible.
I know. That absolutely stood out. As soon as I saw that money, I'm like, oh my God, because they didn't want to pull another Jalen Brunson. So think about the 2 years combined here. They could have had, but if you go back a good year and a half, I think the reports were they could have had Brunson for 4 years, $54 million, which would be the best deal probably in all of sports today. Instead, you lose him for nothing, and now you give Kyrie Irving 3 for 126.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Good luck.
Horrible. Kuzma, $102 million. That's just going to be wild to watch in Washington, how many shots they're going to take. Oh, another one. The Raptors gave Schroeder 2 for 26.
There you go.
That's another one about who are you bidding against.
Yeah.
Horrible job by the Raptors.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yep.
And Ingles got 2 for 22. I think that was Orlando.
It is the Magic, yeah.
36 years old, can't play any defense, coming off major injuries.
I know.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.